Hi there, coffee lovers and espresso enthusiasts. Welcome to First Line's video on the best of 2019 Junior Heat Exchanger or HX espresso machines. Now, why do we call them Junior? The reason they're called Junior is because they're smaller than your typical larger heat exchange espresso machines that take up more space on your counter, take longer to warm up. And we've had this new class that started several years ago with basically the Vibiemme here and the Mara here by Lelit. So we've kind of had a tie this year between the best of the best in the junior heat exchange machines. And just to go over some differences, and then down below you'll see two more in-depth videos with both machines. But just to explain why these machines are really, really good and why they were actually our best sellers for 2019. The Junior by Vibiemme is a pressure stat regulated machine with the steam pressure regulated for steam, and then that's directly related to the temperature. There is a heat exchanger, which means you can steam milk and make espresso at the same time. We normally don't recommend it on machines with boilers less than 4 liters. So even the larger ones for home, I usually don't recommend it, because if the boiler refills, it takes away the pump pressure to make your espresso. But you can bounce back and forth very, very quickly when you have a heat exchange machine, just like with a dual boiler or a double boiler espresso machine. The Junior here, which I'm going over first, but like I said, they're kind of tied. You have 2 gauges, pump pressure gauge or a brew pressure gauge, and a steam pressure gauge. And you have an E61 group head. This is designed for Vibiemme. There's a Vibiemme stamp on it, and you have compression steam valves. And in another video, you can click down below, I explained the differences between compression and non-compression, so you can watch that video as well. But this is a phenomenal machine. You can find a nice sale price on it right now, and very, very sturdy as well. Reservoirs in the back here. To refill, always refill outside of the machine, which we recommend. There's a switch. When it's low water, it will shut the machine off so you can't damage the heating element inside the boiler. Now here we have the Mara PID by Lelit. This also has an E61 group head, and this has non-compression steam and hot water valves. Again, watch the video down below to notice the difference. Also a heat exchange machine similar to the Junior. And this has been a really good class because a lot of people don't want to put huge machines on their countertops, or they have small amount of real estate on their countertops to put these machines with a grinder. This one also, you have a reservoir in the back, fill it outside. There is a micro switch to shut it off. And both of these machines, one thing that people don't look at is the framing is stainless steel. Okay, it's not galvanized steel, it's not black painted steel, it's stainless steel. And what's the benefit of that? The benefit is less rust or no rust. And I say less because a lot of times the screws can sometimes rust on all these machines. Not always stainless steel screws are used. So, but typically we don't see rust on the framing on these machines. So these are the two different machines that basically tied for first place for best of 2019 heat exchangers. In addition, we do have wooden knobs for the valves and wooden handles for the portafilter, which are sold as an option. So just to let you know that. Now you may say, well, which one should I get? This is a really, really tough choice. It's really hard. I like the PID here, that you can control the temperature of the boiler. And there's a lot of folks online that say, you don't really need the PID on a heat exchange machine. Time out, time out. You actually see an improvement in the temperature stability. So the Vibiemme long withstanding, long term, and this one too, does have a pressure stat. So there is a little more variation in the temperature swing, which a PID on a heat exchanger does help. And the reason is a pressure stat sends full power to the heating element inside the boiler until it hits a certain pressure, and then basically what happens is it shuts the power off, but the heating element is still hot because it ran 100% to that point. And there's what we call overshoot on the heating element. So it shoots over a little bit on the temperature because the heating element is still very, very hot. On a PID, it doesn't go full power. As it's approaching the temperature that's programmed on the PID for the boiler, it pulsates the heating element. So the temperature it's being slid into with the heating element, and it's not going 100%, so there's less overshoot. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that the PID does help, but the PID also does cost more for the technology, for the sensor, for the PID technology, and a display. So both still very, very good sellers, and here at First Line, it's actually tied. So it's really, really amazing. Again, just watch the 2 videos down below. One, there is for a link on the Vibiemme Junior heat exchange machine, and also for the Mara. Now the Mara does have other models with the pressure stat and different types of knobs, so take a look at that as well on our website. But either way, you're going to enjoy both machines, and fairly quick warm-up time in about 20 minutes. So it's really good for a heat exchange machine. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumbs up down below, comment, ask us any questions. You can also visit the web pages. There's a Q&A tab to ask your questions on our web pages. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.